Two brutal truths I learned the hard way when my communication wasn't the way it is now. Now, I have always been a naturally gifted communicator. In school, I was always the person who wanted to get up in front of the class and present. I always put my hand up to ask questions. I was always the first person to start and engage in group discussions. I always took lead. In school also, I also wanted to become a rapper. You might be saying, a rapper? What's that got to do with communication? I would reply, everything. A rapper is judged based on their ability to communicate words, to communicate messages with what? With rhythm, with flow, with tonality. When a public speaker says something that is very hard hitting, a slang term we like to say is we say that's a bar. And a bar in music terms is a lyric. It's the exact same. Ever since young, communication has been with me in a massive, massive way. But the way it's been in my life has shifted. And as I've gotten older, I am now a coach, coaching people in communication, specifically professionals and business owners. Yet, with that being said, I'm not perfect. Still now I'm not perfect. Definitely back then, I was less closer to perfect. Because although yes, I was and always have been a naturally gifted communicator, on the scale of communication, I was leaning towards one end. And that cost me a few opportunities. That also cost me a lot of pride and dignity. Before I tell you what those things were and what the scale actually is, my name is Tion, and as you heard, I am a rapper turned communication coach. I now coach professionals on how to speak with confidence, competence, and clarity so they can deepen their relationships and get paid more. If you would like to work with me one-to-one, then click the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you. To my story, I was and always have been a naturally gifted communicator. However, I was always leaning to one side of the scale. And that scale, let me write it down. Is this becoming a common theme? If you know what I'm about to say. I forgot my rubber. 1 second. I'm not doing this on purpose, I swear. So, what number one was the cause of these two things that I write down. The cause is I was a good communicator, but I was way too warm. I was way too warm. See, communication comes in two parts when you're dealing with how people find you. You have warmth and you have competence. Warmth is what I was naturally gifted in. Warmth is the ability to be likable. It's the ability to be trustworthy. The ability to make people feel good. That is amazing. An amazing quality. However, too much of anything becomes a problem. And that was mine. I was too warm. You can say I was, the first brutal truth, I was a people pleaser. Oh, Tion, I'm moving in 2 weeks. Can you help me? In my mind, I would say, so in 2 weeks, okay, I'm going to London. I've got an event. I've got homework to do. I've got all this stuff to do, but I want to help this guy because I want him to keep liking me. You know what? Yeah, I can help you. I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work. I'm going to stress myself so much trying to do this. Oh my gosh, why did I say yes? On my face, I'm saying, yes, of course. Yeah, I can help you. No worries. That will, I'm memorizing some memories. That will keep you a people pleaser. Being a people pleaser will keep you not focusing on yourself. It's impossible to meet your goals when your sole goal is to help and focus on others. You cannot meet your dreams. You cannot get promoted. You cannot make more money. You cannot be in your dream relationship if your sole and only goal is to focus on others. It's impossible. It's the reason why I am living my life. You are living your life. We are each living our own lives. Because the priority is to first focus on ourselves. Keeping ourselves warm. Making sure that we have our own priorities straight before we can help others. Now, being a people pleaser was something that I didn't even know I was. It's only until I learned how to communicate. It's only until I learned how to do the second brutal truth, or how to go against the second brutal truth. The second was, I couldn't say no. The word no to me was like a swear word. I'm being serious. It's so crazy. And the word no to me was cardinal. It was a sin. If you tell someone no, you just ruin their day. If you tell someone no, oh my gosh, how dare you, Tion? How dare you? This is the old me, but this isn't the current me. I will tell someone no straight now if it doesn't work for me. But before, I was like, you just said no. No, you can't. No. Text them back, say them you can do it. No. Everybody has their own version of this. You might be watching this video saying, oh my gosh, that sounds like me. That sounds like me. I give too much of myself that I don't have enough left over for myself. I cancel my own plans to make room for others, even though I really wanted to just stay in tonight. Oh my gosh. But this should give you hope that that was once me. And I tell you, I am so much more happier, so much more in control, so much more confident in myself now that I have the ability to not do this one and to do this one. I can now tell somebody no. I am no longer a people pleaser. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't want to please people in a sense that if I'm doing my own thing and it helps somebody, amazing. This is my whole business. I love to teach communication, and what am I doing? I am pleasing people. I'm helping people while doing that. But the first thing is, this is what I like to do. I love doing this, and I love helping others in that way. It's a win-win. It's hand in hand. It's not me pushing my priorities. This is my priority right now. It's not me pushing my priorities down to help others. Both are the exact same thing. My priority right now is helping people in this way because it provides value back to me in a variety of different ways, in money, in fulfillment, in views, in notoriety, in status. But these are all for me. And now I have the ability to say no. Saying no will save you so much time, so much energy. You will also feel so much more in control of yourself, of your life, and of your goals. Now, this isn't the only spectrum, or the only end of the spectrum, I should say. Because on the other side of warmth, we have, let me rub this out. So this is one side of the spectrum. You might be watching this video saying, yes, that is me, nail on the head, you've hit the nail on the head, that is me. But you might be saying that sounds like the opposite of me. And the opposite of warmth is competence. Now, the opposite of the two problems I had for a warm person, for a competence person, Being a people pleaser, this would be the opposite. This would be you don't care about others. And the ability to not say no is the ability to not say yes. You have trouble opening up. You have trouble saying yes, because yes is a commitment. Yes is giving something of yourself to others. And then you also don't really care about how you find or how others find you. You don't really care about that. Now, this to me back then was a cardinal sin. I couldn't even imagine this. This wasn't me. But too much, again, of one thing isn't good. This won't get you anywhere either. Now, what is the balance? The midpoint? I'm glad you asked, because that is the closest point as to where I am trying to get to and where I'd like to think I am now. I am now, let me rub this out. It starts with a C. Charismatic. The midpoint between warmth and competence is charisma. And let me explain. Charismatic people do things to please others, yes, because it pleases them. Charismatic people please others because it pleases them. The exact same thing I said. I am a communications coach. I please other people teaching them communication because it pleases me. I promise this won't happen. This will never happen. But if, for example, one day I just say, communication training in some way, shape or form, I will always be communication training. Whether I get paid for it, whether I'm just helping someone on the street for free, I will always be training communication. So if I was to say, for example, one day, I don't want to do this anymore, I ain't communication training. If somebody then comes to me and says, Tion, I want you to communication coach me, I'm going to say no, because it doesn't please me anymore. Right now, come to me, because it pleases me a lot. But they can also say no. So they can say no. Let me say, they can say yes. Yeah. They say yes, but they're not afraid of no. There's balance. This is where you should be, right in the middle. So scale here, here. This is charisma. You want to be here. This is the greatest definition of charisma I can give you. Or more so the scale of charisma. You don't want to be a people pleaser. You don't want to not care about people. You don't want to not be able to say no, but you also don't want to be able to not say yes. This is the goal you should strive towards. You want to please others because it pleases you. Or let me say you. Because it pleases you. And you want to be able to say yes, of course, but don't be afraid of saying no. When something doesn't work within your plans, don't be afraid of saying no. This has been 2 brutal truths that I learned the hard way about lack of communication. Or not even lack of communication, about being on one end of communication. And you can argue a lack of communication, as I couldn't communicate the word no. But now I can. I also gave you the other end of the spectrum. If you weren't too warm, but you were too competent, this is how you fix both of these things. You be in the middle, that is charismatic. My name is Tion. I'm a communications coach. If you would like help unlocking your voice to become a more confident, charismatic communicator, if right now you're thinking, Tion, okay, I understand, but I don't know where to start. It's a bit hard for me to even know where I am at the moment and then to implement the things to get to where I want to be. I want to be able to be charismatic, but I don't know where to start. Don't worry. We can have a simple call, no sales, nothing. I can simply sit down with you and understand where you are. If you'd like that, click the link in my description and me or my team will reach out to you. Thank you for watching.